Hi there. Hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to your spoken English course. Great. So, yesterday in our course, we dealt with one powerful idea. That is, in the day 7th, I'm talking about. Today, we are looking at day 8. Okay. And we are going to deal with present time grammar, which is directly connected to your tenses. Now, let me tell you a secret. Grammar is not about rules, it's about how you put it into action. That is, it's about meaning. We also learned the golden rule or the golden sentence shape last time. That is, in our day 7 session. That is subject plus verb plus an idea or object. Today, we go one level deeper because in English, when we talk about now, daily life or present time, there is not just one tense. Okay, today's session, that is day 8, is pretty much connected to grammar. All right, so it's about talking about now and, as you can see, daily life. Okay, as I told you, there are actually four ways to talk about the present. And if you understand the meaning behind each one, grammar suddenly becomes simple, natural, and easy. So today's topic, which I already spoke to you about, is present time grammar. So let's begin. Also, I would want to just kind of let you know that by the end of the session, you will be able to talk about your daily routine, talk about what's happening right now, okay, as you can see, and you can also talk about the things that are based on meaning, okay, and you can talk about actions continuing until now, and most importantly, you also will learn to choose the correct tense based on the meaning, and your fear will almost vanish when you're looking at using tenses as in grammar. Great. So the key idea for today is time, okay, making sense out of time in connection to the meaning that we are going to understand. Now, if you say this with me, you will just try to get your confidence up. That is, tense is not grammar, tense is meaning. Okay, as you can see on the screen, we have just kind of curated this part because wherein you can look at tense, it's actually equal to meaning. I'm just going to let you know in the upcoming few minutes what exactly I mean. Okay, in English, all right, present time is not only one tense, but there are four meanings to it. Okay, there are four meanings to it. And what do I mean by four meanings? What exactly do I mean by four meanings? That is, present time is just not one, it is four. So when I say four, it is, as you can see on the screen, okay, the first one is simple present, or you can even call it as present simple. Okay, here you can cover certain topics like daily routine, all right, daily routine, habits, schedules, your job profiles, permanent situations, and general truths. As and when I'm actually talking about these certain parameters or criteria, please try to relate with the concept that we use simple present or present simple when something is related to a daily routine, a habit, a schedule, a job, okay, something that's a permanent, like permanent situations, and something which is almost always true, that is known as general truth. Okay, now the pattern again here is subject plus base, that is base verb plus the idea. Okay, now that is what we are looking at. Also, we need to keep in mind that there are certain things known as trigger words as well. Now, these trigger words I will let you know as and when we dig deeper into the session. Let's look at some examples, all right, before I tell you what exactly trigger words are. Now, here, as you can look at this example on the screen, that is subject, base verb plus idea. We already spoke about this in the last session. Now, we are looking at examples in combination with using tenses as our grammatical tool. Okay, so examples: I work in IT. All right, I study English every day. She lives in Bangalore. They wake up early. We eat dinner at 8 p.m. Now, these are some examples. You can just pause your video here and you can kind of repeat these examples with me, or you can just pause the video and you can do that, do the same drill that we kind of are doing from the start of our sessions. Okay, now as I told you, there are certain trigger words. Now, these words are often signal that you have to speak in present tense. All right, let's look at some common trigger words. Like they're, these words, that is always, usually, often, sometimes, every day, daily, and never. Now, these are certain examples that, I mean, sorry, the trigger words that actually happen or they actually occur when you are talking about the present time. All right. Something, a sentence that I just want to kind of let you know is here, as you can see on the screen. I usually walk to work. Okay. I usually walk to work. That's present tense. We are talking about simple present. She never drinks coffee. Okay, they often travel on weekends. Okay, now these are the things that you need to keep in mind. Certain trigger words like always, usually, often, sometimes, every day, daily, and never are the words that are uh, commonly occur when you're using or when a person is using present tense. Now, important rule is, okay, there's an important rule that you need to keep in mind, that is for he, she, and it. As you can see, for he, she, and it. I also mentioned this in our day 7 session, that when you look at the formula, that is subject plus verb, all right, plus the object, your verb changes because of the subject verb agreement. All right, that's the important rule. So it's always he works, she studies, it rains. Now, if I kind of read the sentence out, that is, he work in a bank. Now, that really doesn't sound good because he work in a bank, the subject and the verb, they are not friends. Now, when there is he as a subject, the verb always picks up an S. I already mentioned in our day 7 session. Please take a look at the day 7 session. You will understand what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, he work in a bank is absolutely wrong. He works in a bank. Okay. Now that is simple, natural, along with a certain kind of clarity when a person is using this simple rule wherein you are making friends with subject and the verb. All right, let's go ahead. The second type of present tense, the second tense, when we're looking at present, is present continuous tense. Okay, it's known as the present continuous tense. Now, always try to understand, why do we use present continuous tense? Many people say that they're scared of tense. I'm sorry. They are scared of tenses. Now, why do you think that happens? Because many people, or people who use English as their ESL or second language, they do not know that tenses are used according to situations. All right. When I say situations, you need to understand that present continuous is used to kind of put forth what's happening now and what is temporary. All right. However, when we looked at our simple present, or the present simple, the situation was almost permanent. Okay, just keep that in mind. When you're using tenses, these are situational based. So when you're looking at present simple or simple present as a grammatical tool, a person needs to be in a permanent situation. But when you're looking at something that is known as, the tense that is known as present continuous, that is, your situation is kind of temporary. All right, so let's look at the certain examples also in the upcoming the upcoming time. Let's just go ahead. So as I told you, we use present continuous for actions that are happening right now. Okay, we use them when something is happening right now, or we use them when it is temporary. All right, or we use it for, we use it as a current ongoing situation, or it is an kind of situation that's kind of continuing. Okay, here the pattern or the formula when you look at present continuous tense, always remember when I say continuous, there is this special word that comes in, that is ing. Okay, ing is nothing but the verb. Okay, the action word plus the alphabets I, N, and G. So the formula for present continuous is subject. Okay, am, is, or are, as you can see on the screen. Okay, am, is, or are plus verb in the ing form. It's known as the verb in the ing form. Okay, plus the object or the idea. Great. Now let's look at certain examples. I is the subject. Okay. I am is the subject. Working. All right. Working. Work is the verb. Okay. As you can see, ing is followed. That is known as, the pattern. Verb plus ing is nothing but I am working now. Idea is now. So that's a very basic example that I can give you about present continuous tense. Now, she is studying English today. They are watching. So whenever in any tense form, be it past or future, that we are going to touch it, we are going to enter those tenses in the upcoming sessions as well. However, just want you to keep in mind that whenever there is this word continuous, always immediately, almost always immediately start using the ing verb form. Yes. Now, next, we are learning English together. Again, learning. Okay, learning English together. Now, let's look at certain common trigger words for our present continuous tense. Okay, common trigger words for our present continuous tense. Now, right now, today, at the moment, and currently. So, these are certain trigger words that you need to keep in mind, or you can actually even memorize it. Don't go into the into the stress of memorizing everything. Even two or three words, you can just keep it in mind, and you can use them when you're talking about any situation that is in reference to present continuous tense. Great. Let's look at certain examples with the trigger words. Okay, I am learning English right now. Absolutely. She is working from home today. Today also is a trigger word. We are preparing for exams this week. So basically, these are all in present continuous tense, because I told you where whenever you kind of look at the verb plus the ing form, it is directly kind of looking at using present continuous tense. Okay, now let's look at the third form of the when we are talking about a daily routine. As I told you at the start of the session, when we are talking about something that's happening right now, it's known as the present form of verb, and the present tense has the four tools that we are looking at right now. Great. So the present perfect tense. Now, what exactly is present perfect tense? You really don't have to get worried when you hear these grammatical tools in English, like present continuous, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous. These are all just words, but they are again situational. When you're looking at tenses, you always need to understand that they are based on certain time of your life, and you have to use those tenses according to that certain time of your life. That's all. Okay, let's go ahead. So here you can look at the screen, please. So it relates with life experience. Okay, that is the result that is pretty much now. Okay, so up to now what you've been doing, or something, let's just go deeper into this. I'll let you know what exactly I mean. Okay, now we use present perfect for, okay, for something that happened in the past. All right, but it is related to the life experience until now, and it is still connected to noun. In the sense, actions are finished, but that particular situation is having a connection to the present. Okay, okay, or it affects the present, in the sense like there are certain situations that actually happened in the past, but they are affecting the present. Now that also can be a criteria when you are looking at using present perfect tense. And the last one, as you can see, up to this moment, in the sense till now, whatever you've done, whatever you've achieved, can be put across using present perfect tense as the grammatical tool. And just so that you can easily keep in your mind, kind of just remember, when I am circling this particular phrase, please go ahead and try to put that phrase into your head, and do not think much about it. That's all that you can do. Things you did until now. That's all. That is the present perfect tense. As I told you in the start of the sessions, I want to kind of share these things with you with strategies, and not with certain grammatical rules, and to keep certain things in mind. These are certain small phrases that you can keep in mind in order to understand your grammatical tenses. Tenses are something that are pretty scary for even many grown ups that I have met. So please try and understand the concept strategically. I'm sure that you will kind of see those minute changes by the end of your practice sessions. Again, I would want to reinforce that there is a certain amount of dedication that you need to give in order to increase your fluency. Okay, great. So when you're looking at present perfect tense, okay, always remember, things you did until now are pretty much something wherein you're using your present perfect tense as a grammatical tool. Now let's go ahead and look at the pattern. Okay, the sentence pattern. All right, so it is subject, have or has, plus the past participle and the idea. Now look at the screen. As I told you, something that has happened in the past, okay, something that has happened in the past but has a relation to your present life is known as present perfect. Okay, now I think you are able to kind of relate with the concept when I'm kind of telling you that whatever situation you were in the past is directly connected to your present. That is where your things, or the activities that you did until now are directly connected to. Now there is where this present perfect comes in. Okay, and the pattern also kind of proves that. That is, subject, have or has, plus past participle, whatever you've done in the past, okay, plus the idea or the object. Let's look at certain examples. Look at this. I have finished my homework, right? Directly connected to what you have done until now. Okay, until now, in the sense, you obviously have started working on your homework in the past. It might be just an hour ago, but still it's the past, right? So I have finished my homework. So obviously you have finished your homework up until now. So there is where you're using your have and has. Pretty simple to understand that have and has can be used only if your action has been completed. All right. So let's look at this. She has visited London. Okay, they have lived here for 5 years. We have met before. He has, okay, has already eaten. Eaten is a past participle of eat, dinner. Okay, met is the past participle for meet. Lived is the past participle for live. Visited is the past participle for visit. Again, I'm just going to let this be, as I think you know what is the past participle for finished. Okay, I think you know that. So this is what I'm talking about when you're looking at using present perfect as a grammatical tool. Okay, pretty simple to understand, guys. You just need to keep in mind whenever you have got things that you did until now. Again, reinforcing the circle here. on the screen. Okay, again, just letting you know the importance of the circle or the phrases that I have kind of put together for you. That is things you did until now. Things that you actually did until now are something, not exactly, I would say that you really have to understand this, but just kind of keep it in mind. Things you did until now is directly in reference to your present perfect tense as a grammatical tool. Great. Now we have looked at the pattern as well, okay, and also proved that how exactly your past actions are connected to your present time, and that is the reason why it is known as present perfect. You have perfectly done those set of actions in the past. You have perfectly finished them, or you have perfectly kind of um, cu- uh, done those actions, and you have finished those jobs, and you're entering now until now, and that is why it is known as present perfect, my friends. Great. Let's go ahead and look at some trigger words. Okay. Now, some common trigger words are ever, never, already, yet, just, recently, since, and for. All these words are again common trigger words. You can just pause the video here and try to make sentences on your own using these trigger words along with your pattern here, and you will understand what I was kind of talking about when you're looking at the things that you have done until now in relation to your pattern and in relation to your common trigger words. Okay, great. Now let's look at certain examples. Okay, I have never been to Canada. She has already completed the project. Okay, they have lived for is a trigger word, 10 years. Okay, she has again. Okay, there's a pattern, the sentence pattern, subject plus has or have, right? Then worked, past participle. Okay, past participle of work is worked. Here, since again is a trigger word, 2018. Pretty simple to understand. Okay, great. Now there is an important kind of tip that I want to kind of give you, and that is, when we are talking about present perfect, all right, past, okay, past is the result. Okay, the past, whatever action that you've done in the past, is quite obviously the result that you have got till now. Okay, for example, I have finished my work, and what is the result? The person has finished his work, his or her work. Now the work is complete now. That's all. That's all you need to keep in mind. That is, whatever action that you have started in the past has pretty much completed now, and that, my friends, is known as present perfect tense. That's all. It's as simple as that. Now let's look at our fourth grammatical tool in reference with the present time. Present time or present tense, the same thing. Okay, present perfect continuous. As I kind of told you that whenever you hear these name of the tenses like present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect, simple future, future simple, all these are just names. But please try to relate with the concept when I tell you, we have to strategically think about English, not always with rules and rules. They are pretty much important, but there are certain methods to keep them in your mind so that you can help yourself to get up there, in terms of fluency or in terms of clarity. I pretty much tell everyone that try to focus on strategies rather than just wrapping your heads around the whole tense chart, the charts that we get on online. And some people actually kind of take those charts and fix it on their walls and try to talk according to that. Please don't do all that. Tenses are very simple. They kind of flow with you when you practice daily. Please go ahead and take that time and practice English and try to get fluent when you're speaking this language. Okay, let's look at our Fourth tool for today. Fourth tool in reference to the present time. Okay. Now, when we are looking at using uh, present perfect continuous, this tense focuses on the time duration of an activity, duration, all right, and also action from past until now, but it is duration focused, how long you have actually taken to do that activity. Now that is what is the difference between present perfect and present perfect continuous. All right. Now this is again something that I'm circling. Okay. Things that, okay, I'm sorry for the circle. Yes. Now, things that you did in the past. Very simple to again remember. However, keep in mind that it is directly connected to the time, the amount of time that you have actually taken to complete the work. Okay, that is more important. Now, if we use present perfect continuous for something that we are already doing, now that's not going to be right. The action has already started in the past. We need to keep in mind. All right, and it is continued till now. All right, or it might have just stopped as well, but we focus on the time that has spent. Always remember that when I'm talking about present perfect continuous, now we need to talk about time here. But for the present perfect tense, when I was talking about this, right, things you did until now, here we are not kind of focusing on our time duration. Again, another strategy. This is again another strategy, guys. It's not something that you really need to remember and go bonkers about. All right, things you did until now is present perfect, but things that you did in past is present perfect continuous. Great, it's as simple as that. Okay, actions from past but still happening in the present, or they might have also stopped. Okay, but whenever we are talking about things that you've done in past, the only difference when we look at present perfect continuous is that we are focusing on the time that has been spent. All right, and also keep in mind it can relate to ongoing repeated activity as well. Let's look at the pattern for better understanding. All right, subject have or has again. Okay, here you can look at the pattern here. It's have or has, where under present perfect tense, subject plus have or has. Okay, but here when you're looking at present perfect continuous, present perfect continuous, the sentence pattern has a new friend. And what is that? Has two new friends. Has two new friends. The sentence pattern in present perfect continuous has two new friends. That is, subject is the same, correct? Subject is the same. Have and has is the same, but there is an entry of this word, been. And remember, when I already told you, whenever you kind of listen to this word called continuous, your verb automatically changes into an ing form. So your sentence pattern is subject, have or has, plus been. Okay, been is the new friend here. People, when you look at the screen, please try to relate. Subject, have or has. Till here, nothing has changed. Till here, nothing has changed. When you look at the present perfect tense and the difference between the present perfect continuous, that's the one that I'm talking about right now. Everything is same. That is subject, have or has. Till here the pattern is same, but when this continuous word has come, when this continuous word, look at this, I'm just going to circle, just give me some time. Circling is very important because I just want to kind of make it, you know really important here. That is present perfect. Whenever you look at this continuous word, automatically there should be a switch in your mind. That is verb. Here verb is going to kind of pick that ing up. Okay, so working, uh, swimming, eating, dancing, okay, hiding. All these are verbs, all these are work forms, but they are stuck with this ing because of the word continuous. Okay, now that's the basic difference. Great. So have or has, been is a new friend, verb in the ing form, and the idea. Let's look at some examples. I have been our new friend, which is different from the from the previous one, which is different from our present perfect tense. It's different, right? Present perfect has have or has only, but here it is been. Okay, been is added. I have been studying. Okay, studying for 2 hours. Ing again because of the continuous word. Present perfect continuous. So verb changes to ing form. Verb means what? Verb means the action word. All right, great. So she has been working since 2020. They have been again talking. Talk is the verb, and ing is the ing form of talking. That's it. All evening. We have been waiting for the bus. He has been exercising regularly. Isn't that pretty easy strategically to remember what exactly are the tenses when it's relating to the present time? Yes, guys. So try to just wrap your heads around this concept of what I'm sharing with you in the sessions. At GK Pro, we are looking at kind of giving you those quality, that quality information for free. Please take out the time and look at the videos and try to relate with the concept and kind of get your fluency up. And that's what is our goal. Okay, great. Let's look at certain trigger words for present perfect continuous, my friends. Okay, so it is since, for, all day, lately, recently, for a long time. Again, you can just pause your video here and try to make certain sentences using this, you know, this sentence pattern. Subject, have or has to be used. There's nothing that you if you don't use have or has, obviously you're not looking at using a sentence pattern as well, and you'll obviously go wrong. So subject, have or has, plus been is our new friend for present perfect continuous, plus verb in the ing form, and plus the idea or the object. Please use the sentence form, pause the video, okay, and try to use these common trigger words in your sentences and try to form your own sentences. So if you kind of do that, I'm sure that relating to the concept becomes quite easier. Okay, great. Let's look at certain examples. Okay, I have been learning English for 2 years. Again, a trigger word. Okay, she has been working. Very good. She is the subject. Has is something that was pretty much used in our present perfect as well. But as I told you, when we are talking about present perfect continuous, it is subject, have or has. Okay, plus our new friend, that is been, and your verb, because it is continuous, automatically changes to working form, ing form. Okay, since 2020 they have been traveling lately. So lately also is a, here you can look at this here, lately also is a trigger word when you look at using present present perfect continuous tense. Great. Now let's look at an important tip again that I want to give you. Present perfect continuous focuses on what? How long, or the time duration that the activity in the past has been happening. Like, I have been studying for 2 hours. In the sense, the person has been studying, but how long? How long? 2 hours. So this is present perfect continuous, my friends. The action is still going on. Probably the person might stop studying, but duration was 2 hours. As I told you, present perfect continuous always looks at the time duration as well. All right, let's look at the next section for today. That is super clear comparison. Great. Now, tense, simple present. Okay, main meaning is nothing but the routine, daily routine. Example is I work. Present continuous. Okay, present continuous, something that is happening right now, right? That's happening right now. That is I am working. All right. Now, present perfect, the result until now. As I told you, right? We circled certain phrases, things that are happening until now. I told you things that are happening until now, and I kind of circled the whole phrase. That is, I have worked. I have worked until now. All right. Present perfect continuous, my friend, one of my favorites. All right. Because it has got that new friend of mine that is been, and verb directly jumps into the ing form because of the word continuous, right? Continuing until now. Again, keep in mind time focused, duration focused. You can call it anything. I have been working, been, my new friend. All right. My new friend. One second. Let me make the circle. Yeah. I'm sorry. It became a heart. Okay. That's okay. I have been working. Okay. I have been working is the present perfect continuous. Great. Now, again, that is time focused. All right. Why? Because he's been working. For how long? We don't know that, but there is a certain amount of time that he's been working for. Great. Now, let's look at certain simple meaning differences. Okay. This is where English becomes kind of beautiful, guys. All right. It becomes kind of beautiful. Let's look at certain examples as well at the same time. That is, simple present is always, okay, it's a kind of a routine. Present continuous, as I told you, it's now and it is temporary. I also told you that. But simple present is something that is always, it is not temporary, it is permanent. All right, the opposite of temporary is permanent, right? Try to figure out what I'm telling you. That is, simple present is permanent, that's always, it's a routine. However, when you look at present continuous, the second one, this one, okay, this tense, it is now or it is temporary. Now, present perfect is life until now or the result of the activity that you've done just half an hour ago, or it can be any amount of time that you've spent doing that. Okay. Now the next one is present perfect continuous. Now here, action from the past until now, but it is again duration focused, how much time you've been you've taken to complete that particular action. Okay. Now that is what I want you to understand when I look at simple the meaning differences between all these four tenses, again in reference to the present time. We are just talking about the present tense till now. Okay, there are other tenses as well, that is past and future as well, that we are going to take up in the next upcoming sessions. Great. Let's move ahead. Let's look at certain examples. Now, if you look at work as a topic, okay, simple present sounds like this. I work in sales. So, what is it? This is my job. It's a routine and it's pretty much permanent unless and until you got a better job offer, right? So it adds meaning. It kind of, it's something when you talk about your daily life. Yes, great. Now, present continuous. Continuous, I told you, another hack. Whenever you go come across the word continuous, your verb directly jumps into the ing form. Yes, I am working from home today. So this is a temporary situation, right? It's a temporary situation because pretty much he or she is claiming that they're working from home today. In the sense, it's not something that is permanent. They might have to go back to work, so it is temporary. Okay, that's present continuous for you. Now, present perfect. Present perfect. What's present perfect? Things that I have done until now. Just let me scroll up. Okay, wait. Yes, yeah, see this. You can see here things that I did until now. Present perfect. Okay, present perfect. Things that I have done until now. Present perfect. Correct. There's a direct connection to this, guys. Just try to relate with the concept. Let's go on. Let's look at that example that I was just kind of reading. Yes, where is this? Yes, yes, here. So, present perfect. I have worked in sales for 10 years. Experience until now, right? Now you can actually relate to the concept. Now, let's look at this. I've been pretty clear. I have tried my best to explain the concept to you. Please try to refer to this video again if you're kind of confused. However, I have done my best. Okay. Present, perfect, continuous. As I told you, my new friend, been, I can actually see here in the sentence. And because of the word continuous, my verb, that is work, has made friends with ing, right? Working. Great. So I have been working in sales for 10 years. Again, continuing activity with time focus. I told you, right? Time, duration, what's the amount of time that you spent on a particular activity that you've done in the past. The activity can actually stop, or it can continue, or it has already ended. That doesn't matter, but it is duration or time focused. When you're looking at present perfect continuous, which again has two friends, that is been and work, or I'm sorry, the verb picks up the ing form. Okay, when you look at the topic live. So I live in Delhi, my home city, which is pretty much permanent. Okay, present continuous. Okay, temporary stay, that is I am living in Delhi for a few months. Right, right, great. Now present perfect, I have lived in Delhi since 2015. Look at this. It's still okay, still true till now. The things that I have done until now, experience until now, things that I have done until now, that I have kind of circled the phrase for you whilst I was talking about the this tense, that is present perfect. Now the last tense of in reference to the present time or the present tense is present perfect continuous, ongoing life duration, time, that is I have been living. Been is my new friend for present perfect continuous. Whenever you look at continuous, again verb catches your ing form. I have been living in Delhi since 2015. Now I just want you to kind of pause the video here, guys, please. Okay, do that for me. Please pause the video and go through this example by yourself so that you can kind of understand on a deeper level that how these tenses work in our daily lives. You can just go ahead and kind of pause the video and do the same. Whatever I was kind of doing, that was just reading out the examples and trying to relate with the sentence patterns that I was talking to you about previously. All right, great. Now if you have done that, amazing. Now let's go on to part 4. And what is part 4 for today? That is practice structure. Great. Now what is practice structure? Every session of mine kind included these sessions known as guided practice tours, wherein I'm just going to help you to practice during the sessions or in sessions. And this is what we are looking at GK Pro, to help you how much ever we can. All right, step 1, it's pretty simple. Okay, it is I work, I study, I live here. Pause the video and repeat these sentences as you can see. Okay, use the speaking model, that is start simple, add meaning, add time, add life experience. That's it. I just want you to do that. All right, that is step 2. All right, let's go to step 2, wherein you're going to add a routine. I work, look at this, I work. Okay, I work, but I work every day. I study English daily. We eat dinner at 8 p.m. Now add some meaning to it. Now meaning. Okay, that is now meaning, things that you've done until now. All right, I am working now. I am studying right now. She is cooking. Great. Now let's look at this present perfect tense. Okay, now, yes, present perfect tense, that is add life until now meaning. That is, I have worked here for 5 years. I have studied here English since whichever year. All right. They have lived here for a long time. So, guys, I think till now I'm pretty clear. I've given you so many examples of how to kind of form these sentences and how you wrap your heads around these certain concepts, these certain strategies when you're looking at these tenses that are talking in reference with the present tense only. Okay, let's look at the step number 5, that is add duration focus. Duration, whenever I talk about duration or whenever I talk about time, it is nothing but it is present perfect continuous tense. Okay, that is I have been working here for 5 years. I have been studying English since 2020. They have been living here for a long time. Great. All right, that's something that you need to keep in mind. Okay, great. Now let's look at a clear comparison study. All right, now I study English every day routine. I am studying English now, it is now. Okay, I have studied English for 3 years, have studied English for 3 years, experience until now, present perfect only. I have been studying English for 3 years, that is present perfect continuous. So it is simple present, okay, present continuous, okay, present perfect continuous. Same drill for this section as well here, that is for the example or the topic live. Pause the video and try to relate with all the four tenses right in front of you guys. That is okay, that is what, I'm sorry, one second, yes, that is simple present. This first this the first sentence is simple present. This is present, okay, continuous, okay, and this is present perfect, and this is present perfect continuous. So just pause the video and try to read all these sentences aloud. Great. Okay, if you've done that, it's great. I'm going to move ahead without wasting time. All right. So now, part 7. Let's look at part 7. What is the part 7? Is that it is common mistakes that one can make and the fixes. Now, if a person just says that I am work in IT, I am work in IT, okay, you can just remove this am. You just say I work in IT, and job, this is your job, that's your simple present, and it's pretty much something that is permanent. I am studying English every day. Remove I am. Just say I study English every day. Obviously, routine, it's your simple present. Now, I study English now. Now, that's something which actually sounds incorrect as well. I study English now. Kind of, sounds not correct. So, I am studying English now. Here, you bring in this word I am here, and it sounds right. Okay, I am studying English now, but here in your present simple present you remove your am. Okay, and that actually works. Now let's look at another example in reference to present perfect continuous. Okay, I am working here for 5 years. Now that's wrong. Obviously, I am will not be supported, because here your have and has should come, right? That is, I have worked for 5 years, and I have been working for 5 years. Now this is present perfect. This is present perfect continuous. These are two different tenses here. I have, there's no been, right? I have worked, but your verb form here is in your participle tense. So it is your past participle. So it is present perfect tense. But when you look at present perfect continuous, you have your new friend that is been, and because of the word continuous, your present tense kind of picks up the word working, because your verb becomes the ing form. All right. I think I'm pretty much clear here. All right. So these are two different tenses, guys. This is present perfect tense, as I spoke about a bit earlier. And the second sentence, that is, I have been working here for 5 years, is present perfect continuous tense. Great. Now let's look at certain real life usage or real life examples. Great. So, interview. Okay, if the topic is interview, I work as a software engineer. Simple present. Yeah. Now, I am currently learning cloud computing. Present continuous. Correct? Now, I have worked here for 6 years. Now, what do you think, guys? What do you think? I have worked. It's a past participle. So it is just, what is it? You can actually guess now. Okay, it is present perfect. That's all. Now, I have been learning. That's all. I'm not going to go further reading this, okay? Because yes, recently, duration, time duration, right? Time duration. So, I have been learning cloud computing recently. That is present perfect continuous. I think you're pretty much able to wrap your head around this. Now, the same drill goes for this. You can just kind of pause your video here and read the examples for yourself. I would love you to do that. Okay, after that you can just do the same for this section as well, guys. Just read the example on your own. However, I will read this out for you, but this section, that is daily life topic, you can do it yourself. All right, that is student life. I study commerce, simple present. Okay, or present simple, you can call anything. Now this year I am preparing for IELTS. Now this is what is this? Obviously, I am preparing. Okay, it is present continuous. It is present continuous. Let's look at the present perfect tense. I have studied. Nothing to think about. It is just the sentence pattern, subject plus have or had, past participle plus the object. So it is I have studied English for many years. Next, I have been. Been is a new friend. Preparing. Verb has picked up the ing form here. You can see verb has picked up the ing form here. I'm sorry for this. Yeah, verb has picked up the ing form. So preparing for IELTS for 3 months. Again, duration. So present perfect continuous, guys. Great. Now, this is what I wanted to let you know, that it's very easy to understand these tenses. Please try go ahead and practice, practice, and practice. That is what makes you perfect. All right, let's look at our part 9 for today. That is quick decision rule. Write this big in your head. Ask yourself always that, is this always true, or is this only for now, or is this life until now, or is it time duration? Now, why do you think I'm telling you to ask yourself this? Is because so that you can understand what tense you want to pick up when you're choosing certain topics. Now, if someone asks you, what's your routine? You will just talk in simple present tense. Now, if someone asks you, what you're doing now, that is only now, you're obviously going to kind of use your present continuous tense. Now, what if someone asks you, what have you done until now? Please go for your present perfect tense. Now, when someone asks you, uh, how much time did you take to do this, or how much time did you take to kind of finish your project, you use your present perfect continuous tense. I have given you ample number of examples just priorly now. Okay, just a bit a bit ago, I just kind of gave you many examples here, guys. I just gave you all the examples I could. All right, I would just want you to do one thing sincerely, is try to look at the video again, go through the whole thing, and practice as well. So let's quickly look at certain session takeaways, okay, about what you have learned today. That is, you have learned, okay, present has four forms, right? We know that by now. Okay, and that is simple present, that deals with your routine; present continuous, that deals with now; present perfect, that is the result until now, whatever you've done, things that you've done until now, the one that I've circled, you remember. Now, the fourth one is present perfect continuous, that is duration or time based, or whatever you've done until now. Also, I had told you that whenever you kind of come across something, a subject that is he, she, or it, the verb picks up the S form. It's also known as subject verb agreement. Okay, it picks up the S form. Now, am, is, and are is always ing form that is happening. Also, a now can be important criteria. Meaning first, okay, grammar supports the meaning. So all this kind of leads to one particular thing that we are looking at, and that is your confidence, guys. We are just working on how to revamp that confidence, which is, let me tell you again, greater than the word perfection. Is greater than the word perfection. So please be confident, even if you go wrong sometimes, that's okay. So you know right now how to talk about your job, your routine, your daily habits, what is happening, your life experiences, and actions that are continuing till now. So using clear and natural English is pretty much easy, and this is how you do it, and you are learning it beautifully. So please go ahead and practice for me, guys. And just want to end the session by telling the same thing again. practice is something that you need. Stand in front of the mirror and read some experts from any paragraph, or read any paragraph, or read a newspaper, read a book. It can make a lot of difference. And you can also do this whilst holding a pencil in your mouth. Please go ahead and practice, and try to wrap your head around the grammar sessions that we have started from day 8, that is today. And we are going to dig deeper into the other tenses as well, that is in reference with past and future. So thank you so much for joining today's session. Have a great day ahead.